Right guys, we're on another one. So we're on here, we're going to be going on page 70, so 69 and 70, which is the teachings of foxes and wolves. Now of course, if you want to join Natori Ryu, please do. You can join us on Natori Ryu Hub Facebook. Right, where are we? So, page 70. Foxes and wolves are the smartest of animals. It is said that foxes will often fool people and that wolves will read people's minds. This is because they walk the most difficult paths and have the most unimaginable ideas. What you've got to remember here is that foxes and wolves have mythical status in Japan. So a fox with is it 9 tails is meant to be very, magical. Fox possession is there. Foxes are sort of evil spirits, or they have evil spirits, and therefore they can transform, transmute. Whether Isui Sensei himself believed that, but what he's saying is you should be like the fox, like the wolf. And obviously wolves are cunning, they're clever. Now, Stephen Nojiri said something which was great. Stephen Nojiri is another researcher in ninjutsu, if you don't know. And basically he said he thinks that this one, foxes and wolves, is innin, which is basically the hidden ninjutsu, and the next one, learning from cattle and horses, is open ninjutsu, yonin. So but we'll discuss that more in a bit, okay, and in the next video. Right, when you come across a checkpoint that inspects traffic going in and out. Now Japan, actually, believe it or not, travel seems to be much freer in the warring period. Everybody would assume during the wars it was more difficult to travel. Actually, it was easier because it wasn't constant warfare. It was tribal war in and out. So actually, movement was much easier. It was when the Tokugawa came and they literally put a stamp on everything to stop people moving and all that. So it became less free. So actually, in the Sengoku period, there was lots of checkpoints, moving in, moving out, what you're doing, where you're going. And in the other Natori Ryu, the Book of Samurai series, it actually tells us, when you want to go in and out of checkpoints, you can hide things in your helmet. There's all sorts, you hide things in the lining and all that of your stuff. There's different teachings from different schools. But here in the Shoninki, it's saying you should go around them. So this is by trying to find a bypass. So in all major routes will have a bypass, so the locals won't go through that bit, they'll go there. So you should have contacts along the way, or people who live in the area, or have been buttered people up, or you either have a Shinobi network where there's a contact there who'll take you around, or if you don't have that network, you can ask ask people in your network what do they know about that area. So there's different ways of finding, or of course bribing locals. But the point is if it looks too tight to get through a checkpoint, if it adds 10, 20, 30 miles to your journey, don't worry, just go and do it. So here he's saying 7 or 8 miles, but basically no matter what it is, off you go round, get back on the road. If necessary, you should choose disguises such as different types of monks or merchants. That's appropriate for the situation. Being a pilgrim is a good, so get changed into holy sort of orders you're on. I'm going to visit that mountain and I'm going to get my seals and I'm going to get my stamps done, because that's what they used to do around Japan. Travel, get around all the mountains. You don't get this idea that in the warring periods it was just locked in. People were off traveling and in groups and caravans. You always hear said the caravan is traveling, and that's what you would do to the next, and they go off up a mountain, so you travel with them and get through. So there's all those different ways. Now it says for this task you can use a company of 2 or 3 people, and in this case use Dako no Shinobi. That's basically dialects and speech to get through. Now this is where I sort of disagree with Stephen Nojiri, but not wholly, because it's saying you should use locals and you should use become a local in disguise. So it can't really be yonin, because yonin is about being it can't really be innin because innin is like being in the dark, being in disguise, and yonin is being open. So I do get what it means, and I do agree with Stephen to a certain level that yep, wolves and foxes are like going through nighttime and all that, and in the dark and out of the way, whereas cattle and horses, four-legged beasts, are for in the open. But here in the dark side, the bypass bit, he actually says you should learn dialects, which is open disguise. But he does say if you have no other choice. So it's almost like Stephen is right, because he's like saying if you follow the path of the wolf and the fox creeping, you will get round. But if you can't, you'll do it this way, which again is the other one. So it's a little bit confusing because they swap pages, but I get what he means and I agree. So, then he explains what Dako means. Now, Dako is an extremely cool term, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Originally, Dako was to imitate more than 60 provinces with great fluency, basically speaking many dialects. If I could start at the top of England and speak in hurdy-gurdy language, the Scots, so all the way down to Glasgow, you know, right the way down to the north, my own, but even in the north there's multiple dialects, and I couldn't speak like a Geordie, why aye man, you know, and then a Scouser, chicken burger, who wants a chicken burger, and you know, and all these, you have to pass them off, and I just couldn't do it. Get down to Midlands, alright, how you doing, my name's Dudley, alright, to the sort of the Wales, oh boy, oh eh, you bloody well going, aren't ye? You've been shagging my daughter, I think everyone I hear knows Cornish, over to Norfolk. I can't read, I can write, I can drive a tractor, because I'm from Norfolk. And I've been to Norfolk a fair few times now, and they do speak like that. However, there's a lot of Londoners coming to Norfolk, so it's changed, but the old Norfolk is quite interesting actually. Then further down, you would get London. Now London would be mega difficult, wouldn't it? Because London is actually, no, London would be dead easy now, because London used to have an accent, the Cockney accent, not 20 years ago, 30, 40 years ago, it was fully London. Now there are less English people in London than there are foreign people, so actually the London accent is going, it's gone almost, and which is a shame because it was there for a long time, and now it's getting taken over by Americanisms, standardized English, and of course foreign accents. So now being from London doesn't necessarily mean you speak like a Londoner. All the way down to Kent, which I have no idea how they speak, and then Dorset. I'm from Dorset, and I like cider. So, you know what I mean? So that would be Dako, but getting it bang on. Now, I've seen on the internet, have you seen those? Man does 20 languages, or man does 20 accents. Watch those videos. That is Dako. A guy or woman who can do all those accents in those videos, bang on. That is ninjutsu. Absolutely. And you've got the balls to go into these other areas and do it. So, however, this technique used to be only achieved by ancient masters. So if you want to know who these ancient masters are, literally go on YouTube and look up multiple accents from the same person, and they are what a master used to be. It's too difficult for young people. And here we go. Your efforts can easily be interpreted as tricks and street con man and self-damage. That's what I would not be a Dako specialist. Imagine me. All right there, kid, we're having a chicken burger. Do you want to go on the rob? They'd be like, you're not from Liverpool. And I'd be like, it sounds like that. And they'd be like, nah way, man. You know what I mean? That's, I couldn't get away with it. So, and I've got a really broad accent. Anyway, so I can't even say that you buzz, curry, buzz. I can't get rid of my U sound. No matter how I try, it's bus. It sounds strange when I say it the same as a bus. It's a bus, mate. And you're getting a curry. They go, it's a bus, and we're getting curry. I can't even do the English accent for it. There you go. Right, so be very careful. So that is foxes and wolves. How are you doing with your Natori study, guys? Don't forget, come join us at Natori. You can do all these training, all this teaching without far through if you're interested. And we're going to keep going because it seems to be doing quite well, this. If you go back to the original video now, at the moment of uploading, Natori Ninjutsu Explained, it's called, it's part 1. And then it goes into Shoninki part 1, part 2. It's about 10,000 hits now, which is really good. So there we go. Right, video for the day done.